Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to another episode of Shy Boys Podcast. On today's episode, we got to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. We know that the Bulls have been playing some stellar defense in the last 8 games, and probably ever since they came back from the All-Star break. But we going to talk about it. How far can the Bulls defense take them, So it is what it is. Y'all know y'all got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, holding it down on another episode of Shy Boys Podcast for me and my co-host C-Dub. If you like what you're listening to today, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, we know what the record is with the Chicago Bulls. We know that these guys are currently in the play-in, fighting for their lives right now after it's been a disappointing year, a challenging year, a up and down year, whatever, however you want to describe it. That's just what kind of year it has been for the Chicago Bulls. It's been tough. It's been frustrating. It's been happy. It's been sad. But, hey, we're going to keep chugging along for these Chicago Bulls. But the real question is how far can the Bulls defense take them? Can the Bulls defense lead them to an actual playoff win? We don't know. And honestly, I'm not going to say it because it depends. For one, it depends on the matchup. And then two, I'm not really putting that much stock into the team right now. And that's just keeping it a buck. But we're going to talk about the good. Since acquiring Patrick Beverley, the Chicago Bulls are 5-3. That's off to a great start. He came right into the team, got inserted right into the starting lineup. And Billy Donovan also went in and then inserted Alex Caruso into the starting lineup. And ever since then, these guys have been rolling defensively. So in the last 8 games, these guys kept 3 opponents from scoring 100 points. And then out of those 3, they kept one of them from scoring 90 points. That is ridiculous in today's NBA, to where you seeing a team scoring 115, 120 plus each and every night. The Chicago Bulls, and in this 8-game span, has kept 3 teams down below 100 points, and one of those teams under 90 points. That's crazy. They beat the top team in the West and smoked them. They blew them out of the water, let them know what it was, and the defense was spectacular. You know what I'm saying? So, man, right now the Chicago Bulls, they are number 1 in net rating and number 3 in defensive rating overall. So I love to see those numbers. I love to see what these guys are doing. And I know defense travels, but the Bulls have to understand that you still got to put the ball in the bucket. That's what it really comes down to. Now, if we say how far can the defense take them, I'm going to go ahead and counter with however long the offense travels with it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can lean heavily on defense, but if you're having scoring droughts that go 3, 4, 5 minutes at key moments of the game, you will eventually lose because that team, you're not going to stop them every possession. You will get some stops, but you will not get a stop on every possession. So the Bulls will have to still include some of that offensive scoring in there. Billy Donovan has to be on his best behavior. We have not gotten that all year long. So it's not much trust in the Billy Donovan factor at this particular moment. But just knowing that these guys have to step up, these guys have to understand who the driver of the bus is. That guy is Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine has been on a tear. You know what I'm saying? So I believe for this entire month, in the last few games, the guy's giving you 32 points per game on like 50, 40, 90 kind of type numbers. I ain't really got the specifics right now, so don't come for me or we boxing. That's it, what that is. Nah. But Zach has to lead the charge. DeMar DeRozan has to take the back seat. And that's something that I'm going to continue to echo as long as the season is still alive for the Chicago Bulls. Now, we're not going to get too excited. We're not going to get too low. We're going to do what? Remain even keeled. That's just what it really is. But another guy who I believe is the X factor of it all is Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams has to be P. Will and not P. Won't, in the great words of BL Jet. Y'all already know. Patrick Williams has to be that man off the bench, bro. Early in the season, I called for Patrick Williams to be the man off the bench, to lead the second unit. Well, I wanted him to start, but to lead the second unit. Now he ain't starting. Now he's exclusively on the second unit. So this is his chance to shine. In his words, not mine. He's a bit more comfortable. Kudos to him. But you got to show up in these games. You got to show up in these games. In my opinion, from watching Patrick Williams in these last 8 games that we previously spoke about, the man has been more aggressive. He's been more decisive. And when he doesn't have it going on the scoring end, he has been impacting the game in other ways, rebounding, defenses, playmaking, things of that nature. So, you know what I'm saying? They got to be able to have a scoring punch from not just Patrick Williams, but also Ayo Dosunmu. Kobe White has to show up. Whoever is getting minutes, they have to produce at some type of level. If it's not going to be a high volume of points, it needs to be in some other areas that player needs to fill the void, because it's facts. You can't count on Patrick Beverley to give you the performance each and every night like he just did in the last game against the Houston Rockets. Because if you're banking on that, well, I don't give a hell how good you are defensively. You're going to stink offensively. He can contribute, but keep in mind, the guy's averaging literally 6 points per game. If you get anything more other than 6 points, bro, you good. You should be good. But the most important thing is that these guys need to continue to come together, because they got a huge matchup against the Kings, and the Kings just lost to the Bucks. And what was a great game, a scrappy game, and you can bet with the head coach like Mike Brown, these guys are going to come out and try to get a dub. Now that game is going to come down to who wants it more, and it's going to be included, and who's going to be included in that is the coach as well. Mike Brown is going to coach his tail off. Billy Donovan, can you have one of those games to where you coach a really, really good game? That's to be seen. We got to see it. You already know. So, y'all go ahead and let me know down in the comment box how y'all feeling about today's topic. How far do you think the Bulls defense can take them? Me, I say it can take them as far as they offense take them. I think it has to be two things together. I think defense has to come first, but the Bulls should follow up with offense. You got to. And then, hey, I say you get a win or two in the playoffs. I believe that's as far as this team go, as a win or two in the playoffs. Unless we match up with Boston, then it could potentially be a 7-game series, but I'm not going to jump the gun on that. We still got to make sure we secured in the play-in. That's a bit of the optimism that's coming out, but we got to be realistic. This team is still fighting for their play-in lives. Now, they ain't even considered in the playoffs yet, so they still got to fight. It is what it is. So I ain't going to jump the gun. We ain't going to get too high. We ain't going to get too low. We going to be even kill. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. You already know. If you want to be a part of the mailbag episodes, send us a voicemail at 773-242-9219. It's another episode of Shy Boys Podcast. I'm Bobby. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.
Cognac.